Okay, now after the discussion of the structure, now we're going to come to the theme. Or, in other words, what does Shakespeare tell us in this sonnet? What is he talking about? Keep in mind that we have already discussed that the first part or the first three quatrain would be presenting a problem or a crisis or an emotional state, and the last couplet or the last two lines will give us a resolution or what you call a solution for the problem that is discussed in the first part. That is how most of the sonnets work. Okay, so the first part will present us with the issue, and the last part will give us a solution for that. All right, so let's take a look at what he says. The first part, the first 4 lines is like this. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state. So the first 2 lines, let's take that. He says that when in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes. He says that when I am in a situation in which I am in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes. I am not in a good state. I am not in a very positive state with regard to fortune or with regard to opinion of people. Which means that he is in troubled state. Okay, so he's in a disgraceful state. He is not financially okay at this moment. He is not okay in people's opinion. And when I am in that state, when I'm completely down, when I'm emotionally shattered, when I'm financially disturbed, what I do is I all alone beweep my outcast state. So this state of mine, this situation in which I am, I think about it and I beweep myself, which means I cry myself. There's nothing else I can do. I'm all alone and I think about my state and I weep. What else does he do? He says, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries. The next thing that I do is I trouble deaf heaven. So here is an interesting usage, a poetic technique called personification. He says that I trouble deaf heaven. I go on troubling. I disturb the heaven which is deaf, which means he starts praying to God. I'm troubling God, but God is not listening to my prayers. Heaven is not listening to my prayers. Heaven is deaf to my prayers. But I keep troubling the heaven which is deaf with my bootless cry. How do I disturb heaven? With my bootless cries. Bootless means useless cries. Why does he say it's useless? Because his cries are not answered. There is no use crying. He's not getting an answer from God or heaven. But still he does that. He says, when I am in disgrace in terms of financial condition, in terms of my position in society, what I do is I cry, I lament this state, I lament my situation. And then I cry and I call upon God. I trouble the heaven, but heaven does not answer, but I still keep on doing those things, the useless cries. And then I look upon myself and curse my fate. So God does not answer me. Then what do? I think about my condition again, and I look at myself and I curse my fate. Because it's because of my fate that I'm in this situation now. So I would curse myself and my fate, saying that, what a fate I am having. What a fate I have. This is so pathetic. So that is a situation that he presents in the first 4 lines of the first quatrain. He says, when I am in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. So it's a very pathetic situation that he is in. He is He is completely shattered, he's sad, he's full of sorrow, and so he cries to God. His prayers are not getting answered, so he curses his fate. Then what does he do? He wishes for certain things. What is the first thing that he wishes? That's the next quatrain, okay? Wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy contented least. So he wishes for many things. He wished that he would be able to have hope like that person there, that he would be rich in hope like that man there, or featured like him or the other man over there. He wishes that he would be featured, which means he would have good looks like that man there. Or he would be like that other person who is surrounded by friends. His possession is friends. I wish I could be like him. I wish I would be like this man. I wish I could look beautiful and handsome like this man. Desiring this man's art and that man's scope. Or I wish I would have talent and skill like this particular man. That is, this man's art and that man's scope. Or I wish I would have luck and opportunity and freedom like that person over there. So what happens here is he's thinking about all the things that he would want or he wishes to have, which other people have. He says that if only I had those things, with what I most enjoy contented least. So what I used to be contented before, what I used to be happy before, I can't find any happiness in that right now. Now I wish for other things that other people possess. Because I don't have those things, I am very sad. I'm dejected. Okay, so it's these thoughts that torment him at this present moment. He can't find any peace of mind because of all these thoughts. That is the second quatrain. Now the last quatrain brings a shift to the thoughts that he had until now, okay, which will later take us to the last two lines, the couplet. Now let's take a look at the third quatrain.